per point. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Okay, so they're saying... Oh my god. So they're saying... I've completely misread... I might have to extend this. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. That's the new patch. Okay, have fun, dude. I hope it's a good one. Thanks, man. Thanks. Right. Let's have a look here. This is the new sort of concept for a progression system in game. And I'm going to try and pick it apart as best I can. I guess I could bring up... Should I bring up the current progression screen? So right now, we have this. So I can do a bit more of an active comparison. I wonder if I could get them, like, side by side. So it might be a bit too small, though. So maybe I'll just do this. So this is what I'm currently looking at. This is what you currently see. And this is what is being proposed. So I'm going to start over there. So the first thing that I notice when comparing the two is that this has, well, I mean, if I'm working, I'll work down this side to start. We have this tick for automatic or adaptive. Now, I don't know what that means, and there wasn't really much of an explanation. The only thing I can think of is if you tick automatic, it will automatically put these adaptation points. It will automatically assign those, and adaptive will be a manual assigning of adaptation points. But yeah, I'm unsure what that means at this point. The next thing I notice is that they've put 3 options in for level 2, 3 options in for level 4. These, if you look right here, don't have any options on them. So there's options on all levels, and they've added a 3rd option to level 5. I think this is that's pretty reasonable. I might say the only thing you'd say against this is they have to all be really viable options. So let me show you here in game quickly. So I go through here and I look at this and I see increase sword attack range by 25%. Increase maximum pistol energy by 6 to 8. And ability recharge 15% faster when health is above 70. Now, this gets deleted in the majority of a team fight. I'm never picking this, right? This is... Well, okay, I'll approach this another way. Having this turned off feels so shit that I would never pick either of these. Going down here, I actually picked 2 out of these. So, Synergy Blade, if there's no one that I really think about slowing. But slow is really the big thing, right? So, if you can slow someone 30%, that's really huge. I really should use this more, but anyway. And then this shield, pointless. Pointless. Again, I find Strike to the Heart is, like, incredibly OP. In comparison to the Restorative Dome. People might disagree with me on that. The main sort of point that I'm making here is extra options don't necessarily matter if all those extra options are never taken in any case. Like, they need to be viable options, and then maybe you'll see a bit of diversity. There'll always be a meta that rises, but like I was saying with the extra sword damage or the pistol shot, like, I have to think and I change what I'm doing depending on who I'm playing with and who I'm playing against. So, I think it's cool. You'll see a lot of build diversity off the back of this. But they all have to be properly viable options. The next thing, we've got the adaptation points here. And the only thing, like, so it says down here, I'll read this out. Adaptation points, you'll gain 1 adaptation point from 6 to 10, I assume. But this might be from all the way from 1 to 10. I'm not too sure. It says your hunter unlocks 1 per level to further adapt to the battle by changing one's essence upgrade per point. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Okay, so they're saying... Oh my god. So they're saying... I've completely misread... I came into this thinking the adaptation points leveled up these skills here. But I'm completely wrong here. What they're saying is... from level 6 to 10, you get to swap an upgrade. So, in my example, if I can't get close enough to melee, I've gone, shit, I've already locked in the melee, I'm never using it. On my level 6, I swap it over to the freeze lock pistol, and that point will allow me to swap that over. I think that's what they're saying with the adaptation points. But I might be completely wrong. I think that's what they're saying though. I think that's kind of cool. I think maybe having 5 changes during a match is a bit extreme, though the likelihood of you getting to level 10 is pretty unlikely anyway. So you might get to like maybe level 6 or 7 in a match. 10 is rare. So maybe it would work. Maybe it would work for that. But you'd have to balance it in the assumption that level 10 games were going to happen. So maybe 5 swaps would be a bit extreme. I don't know. Maybe like at 6, maybe 6, 8, and 10, you get an adaptation point. But I don't know. Another thing they're saying here is that potentially it's just on the left click. But the skills change, or your abilities change as you level anyway. I think this is kind of interesting, though I don't know, maybe you'd play that into here still. I'm not too sure. Maybe not. I can see pros and cons off that. I can see hunters getting incredibly powerful with this progressing at the same time as this going on. Unless you scale down your essence upgrades a lot, or scale down this a lot. If you scale down your essence upgrades, then the adaptation points wouldn't really mean that much anyway, so you'd probably have to scale down these. And past that, I think we've got a select in match. Now, I think this changes quite a core concept and adds another level to starting a match. So I could see them, instead of doing this, pick a random character, pick for me, sort of thing. So you get assigned a character rather than you pick in the match. I think there's some really interesting ideas here, and I'd be interested to see them sort of fleshed out a little more. I like this. I like this that you have points to swap your build around, because I've definitely been in a match where I've gone, fuck. If we go back to my example here, I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck on this synergistic blade, but I'm really struggling to get in close. I wish I'd gone for freeze lock instead. So from that perspective, I think that's kind of cool. I think maybe five swaps might be a bit extreme, but most matches don't get there. I'm not too sure about the automatic thing. Automatic or adaptive? I don't quite understand that. I'd need more clarification on this. But otherwise, and I think this is kind of cool, but I think kind of becomes also a bit redundant with the essence upgrades. I think you could get away with just having essence upgrades and not needing to have these on here. But I don't know. That's oh shit. Sorry. I was showing this here. I was going to say, I think these are interesting, but I think you can just put them into the essence upgrades and have this as a separate thing. We'll see though. I mean, it's interesting. Very interesting ideas. I'd be interested to see them sort of fleshed out a little more, and interested to see if I've got the idea right there. But anyway, I think it's time. I think it's time to get into a match.